We've had to cut this little foray short because I've got a flat, but the rescue van is here. Hang on. Just give it a shove. Yeah.
While you were doing your little trick.
Can you hold it while I strap it? Welcome back, folks. We're back from a failed suspension test because we got a puncture. I got a puncture. Yet to investigate that, but thought we'd do a quick rundown on the suspension to give you a little talk through as to what we've done. Well, you've seen what I've done on the previous videos, but how it felt. And I'll let Graham talk you through it a bit. We both rode it, bikes back to back, to fair comparison, because Graham's is stock oil, everything stock, height of the forks is stock, other than he's got his preload spacers in, but everything else is the same, handlebars the same, you're not got any risers or anything, whereas I've got risers and such, so good comparison to do them both back to back. So I'll pass you on to Graham and let him talk you through the numbers.
Right, we've done about 15 miles, and the surprising thing is how natural it felt after changing the weight of the oil and all the spacers. It feels really nice and planted on the road, and that it sits well. So what we've got the 20mm fork extension spacers in the bottom, damper rod extensions, which gives us 20mm longer fork travel. We've got the 6mm preload spacers, which takes 6mm of sag out, so that's increased the travel when you're riding by 26mm. It's also dropped them 10mm, so that's given us 36mm of lift on the front end of the bike, which compensates for the larger tyre on the rear, so the bike sits really well. Now you can do any one of these. You can just have a preload spacers, or you can have the damper rod extensions, or you can have both. You can drop your forks, so it's a very much a staged thing depending on how much you want to do with the suspension, and it appeared to me to work very well.
Suppose if you wanted more travel but you hadn't fitted a taller back tyre like me, you could potentially, just thinking out loud, do the damper rod extension and just keep your forks drop through, or even drop them through a touch more if you wanted, for any reason. If you'd want that, I don't know if you would, but I think really it's more aimed at people like me who's put on the big tyres and wants to raise the bike a bit for a bit more clearance if you do go do a little bit of scrambling. So that's the main purpose. Brake wise, it's good. The damper rod extension modification cancels out the raised rear tyre, so it's probably, I mean, not scientific this, but it's probably something like it was standard. It feels a bit more standard now, a little bit more slack compared to how I had it when it was stock, but with the rear tyre. It had increased my head angle a bit, so it was even more turning, which I personally do quite like, but it's doing this modification hasn't moved it too far the other way. I'm still very happy. Noisy bike. Still very happy with the how it sits now and the feel of it. So that's the modifications. Obviously, as I said before, I've got the oil in it, different oil, the Silclean RSF 7.5. Happy with that. I do wonder if it could still take a slightly heavier weight oil, but I'm going to keep experimenting because I feel like there may be a touch quick on the rebound, but you didn't seem to think that, did you?
No. It's some fairly uneven roads, and you know, we picked on purpose.
Yeah. And
it didn't feel, to me, we rode the same road back to back.
Yep.
And it didn't feel too rebounded to me, but that's personal preference.
Yep.
Easily changed. Change your oil.
Yep. So thanks for watching. Check back soon for more videos. Hit the like button and subscribe. Ride safe.